Man, I really wanted to work on that Aqua Teen Hunger Force video essay I've been working on and like get it done today. But no. I just had to open X or Twitter or whatever. I just had to open that amazing, fantastic website filled with brilliant individuals and see that someone asked, for engagement purposes, I'm assuming they do have a blue check mark, 50 Viltrumites, the alien race in Invincible, the like superheroes, basically evil Kryptonians, really, versus 50 Saiyans, Saiyans from Dragon Ball. And, some of the responses, it pissing me off. Now, I'm not the best power scaler, okay? I dabble in it. I more so just listen to a lot of people just kind of give their arguments, right? I used to watch Seth the Programmer before all that stuff happened. I watched a lot of Clyde. There's a bunch of other people that I don't remember their names, right? This is stuff that I listen to on my way to work and stuff, right? But I feel like I'm more versed in it because I do that. And I understand a lot of it. And also I watch both of these shows. I've listened to a lot what happens in the comics for Invincible. I know what happens in a lot of Dragon Ball stuff. I watch pretty much everything that has to do with that entire series. No, the Saiyans would destroy them in my opinion. But this Poe's Law Esquire, Poe's lawyer, thinks otherwise. Let's look at this right now. So he's saying, I can't say that word, unfortunately. I would like to. No, homies see Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, and in their head, hype up Saiyans as a race of unbeatables. Imagine if you saw Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron and assumed every homie in the world was at least 6'3" and a professional baller. Now, all three of those people are a little bit taller than 6'3", but, we'll go on. I got what he's saying, right? We see the peak, we assume that everyone else is around the same level. Whereas, that would apply to this argument if the exact same logic couldn't be applied to Viltrumites. As we saw in the latest episode, second latest episode. No, actually it was this episode, with the jailbreak, breaking out Omni-Man from the, Viltrumite jail. We saw two Viltrumites, but I don't even think they had names. If they did, I couldn't care less. A lot weaker than Omni-Man and, Alan and everyone. Now, these are also big-time fighters in the universe. But, by the way, there's gonna be spoilers. There will be spoilers for the comics, okay? Their highest feat, Viltrumites, as far as we know, with Mark, Thrag, the Grand Regent, and Omni-Man, like the three strongest Viltrumites, right? They could barely take down a planet. Now, Planet Viltrum was very big, okay? I think it was Planet Viltrum that they took down, right? I just know that they had to shoot it with a laser to disrupt the core. They had to hit it just right. All three of them had to hit it, and if they screwed up the explosion, they themselves would have died. Now, let's take that logic and apply it to, say, Raditz. See, first off, I said same exact logic could be used for Viltrumites. Thrag isn't even scratching Nappa. What the hell, the Jobber 1 and 2 from Jailbreak episode gonna do? Kind of what I just said. So Raditz has like a power level, I think 1200 to 2k, okay? And if we want to use Raditz as a benchmark, because Vegeta and Nappa always make fun of him, call him weak, and I think Roshi had like a power level of like 300 when he blew up the moon. It might have been lower, I'm not sure, but like I'm assuming the Saiyans, the planet conquering race that they can all turn into giant monkeys and destroy shit, they're probably a little bit stronger than Master Roshi in OG Dragon Ball. Yeah, they're not doing anything to him, okay? Now let's scale Thrag, Omni-Man, and Mark all the way up to like, I guess let's scale on the Raditz, right? To kind of use this as an example, even though I'm already assuming Raditz is planetary bare minimum because he's like 4 times the strength as Master Roshi, who vaporized the moon at a power level of 300 in the OG Dragon Ball, like 10 episodes in? It was so early. Dude, Raditz, as well as all Saiyans, mind you, this would be 50 on 50. Let's assume they all can have access to all of their power-ups. They could all put a 10 times multiplier on said power level. Already planetary times 4 pretty much. Let's cut down the moon feat, right? I mean, he did literally vaporize the moon. Let's cut that down, right? Let's say, you know, they're just planetary Raditz. Now you're adding a 10 times multiplier as the monkey mode for every single one of them. What the hell are the Viltrumites gonna do? Mind you, this is just 50 baseline Saiyans versus 50, I'm assuming, baseline Viltrumites. So I'm comparing these to like Thrag, Omni-Man, and Mark. Not like end game Mark. I'm gonna give him the benefit of doubt. I haven't power scaled the actual like literal end of story Mark. I don't know if he would be Saiyan's Saga fodder or not. But the top tier Viltrumites who could barely blow up a planet using 3 of them are gonna have to go up against someone who's already a planet buster using a 10 times multiplier. Now I know we saw in Death Battle, we saw Bardock versus Omni-Man, and that caused a slew of controversy because using their own calcs, right? It showed us that Bardock was like way faster, way stronger, way more durable, and they still just let Omni-Man win. I really don't know how they came to that conclusion, because they gave Bardock Super Saiyan. He was winning, I'm pretty sure, in base form. They gave him the Ozaru form, which is the monkey mode, and he already stomps him using that. If you add the 50 times multiplier of Super Saiyan, he's destroyed, but they still made him win. So I don't know, maybe there's like a virus, you know, like a scourge virus going around in people's brains, making them think that Viltrumites have anything on Saiyans, maybe baby Saiyans. You know, they did send babies to planets to conquer the whole things by themselves, kind of like Viltrumites. Isn't that funny? They would send battle-hardened full adults to planets to conquer them and barely do it, as we saw with Omni-Man. You know, one of the strongest Viltrumites, Omni-Man, couldn't even take over Earth by himself. In that universe, obviously he can do it in other ones, but that's usually with Mark teaming up with him, but I digress. Meanwhile, Saiyans, they were doing it with babies. But that's irrelevant, you know. What are other people saying here? Honestly, most people are cooking this guy, so I don't know. I went down here and it's just, they're just reiterating what I said, to be honest. Like King Vegeta, who was one of the stronger Saiyans, right? He was the king. He had a power level of 10,000. Casually just waving his hand, blowing up planets. And I do have to address something. In the Death Battle episode with Omni-Man and Bardock, which is probably where some of this stupid mindset with Viltrumites beating Saiyans comes from, they say that Viltrumites are more durable than they are powerful. Now, on average, like relevant to their actual power level, their speed probably is better than Saiyans, although I would argue that Saiyans are faster just like purely from a power level rise, if that makes sense. Like Viltrumites as a species, their gimmick is speed, right? But the Saiyans on average would still be faster, but like their power and strength and durability would be even more. But what I'm trying to say is, with the Omni-Man Bardock thing, they said that Omni-Man would win because he's just more durable than Bardock. How do you explain that after watching or reading Invincible? If you actually paid attention to that series, you would notice the kind of sub-theme. It's not a theme or anything, but it's more so just like every character, especially Viltrumites, seemingly have, even though they are incredibly durable, it's more so like they have way more power. The power, like the offense, is a lot better than the defense just across the board for everyone in the series. People are just flying into each other and splattering. Every Viltrumite on Viltrumite conflict just ends in someone having their guts spilling out, or even Viltrumite versus like random giant centipedes or dragons or something. They're always like getting torn up and having their chest, like seeing their insides from the outside. They are not that durable. Obviously, we did see them fly near the sun or something, or like he went near a black hole, even though Omni-Man was trying to off himself, and he went close enough to look at the black hole but not actually get sucked in. And who's to say a Saiyan can't do that either, considering their feats? But that's the crazy part of why I find it so insane that they thought that Bardock could win that. I mean, lose that. Sorry. Because Bardock had an immense power gap on him. Even in their own calcs. They gave him Super Saiyan, man. I don't know. I'm yapping too much about the death battle now. I just wanted to share this because, man, I lost my mind. This stuff, it triggers me. It really does. What are your thoughts, though? Because obviously I didn't really do any research. I'm just going off memory and logic and like my own reasoning. I was literally running back and forth in my living room, listening to music, kind of getting some exercise in before coming up here and recording this. I was gonna come up here and record the Aqua Teen Hunger Force video, but I guess I'll do that in an hour when I finish editing this. Yeah, baby! Check out my other videos. I talk and stuff. I love you. Goodbye.